Hey guys, welcome back to another podcast episode. My name is Gabe.
That's Juju.
I'm Jasmine.
I'm Ryan. Welcome to Tins and Tales.
So, Tins and Tales is a book club where every month we vote in a book, and we also vote in tins to eat alongside while we talk about the book. Our tins of the month are pesto tuna belly from La Curiosa and smoked blue mussels from the Fangst brand. We rolled origin/type, and then we also rolled, in addition to that, baits off the hook. So we also did shellfish versus finfish. I chose the tuna pesto, which is originated from the Iberian Peninsula, and the mussels come from the northern Atlantic.
Our book of the month is Warrior Cats Into the Wild by Erin Hunter. It took me until like 3 days ago to figure out that Erin Hunter was a woman and not a dude. I thought it was a dude this whole time.
All right, so the summaries. 4 generations, 4 clans of wild cats have shared the forest according to the laws laid down by their ancestors. But the warrior code has been threatened, and the Thunder Clan cats are in danger. The sinister Shadow Clan grows stronger every day. Noble warriors are dying, and some deaths are more mysterious than others. In the midst of this turmoil appears an ordinary house cat named Rusty, who may turn out to be the bravest warrior of them all. Mind you, this book, when I suggested, this is the book that I ultimately read in middle school up till now. It's a series, so this is the starting book of the series. It's a very long series. It is still ongoing, and personally, I fell in love with this book. This is literally the best book ever. It's giving me inspiration to start drawing a lot of warrior cats, and my inspo and my creativeness, like my drawing skills have been better because I've been drawing so much cats. So this book has really impacted a lot in my life, and I'm glad that this book was picked, and I'm excited to discuss what my friends think about this book.
Yeah, we should try the fish. Gabe, which one should we try first? Should we try mucus mussel or what was the other one?
Right.
Why?
Pesto tuna.
Why?
Yeah.
Is that actually what it's called? Mucus
No.
mussel? Oh,
Yeah, which one should we try?
do the mussel first.
Mussel.
Again, I don't have it this time, but I am eating popcorners.
He's eating spirit.
Okay. Whoa,
trying
that's
it
how
by
I was
itself?
expecting it to look like. Oh
Yeah.
God, I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that.
Okay. So what was I going to pair it with?
You guys are braver than me. Even if I did order this, I would have not eaten it.
Oh, did they show you?
No.
I can't really see it. That's what it looks like. It looks disgusting. Here's all in its glory.
I'll do a cracker because it's pretty neutral.
So you're pairing it with bread? Yeah, tell us what you're pairing it with.
Jasmine's doing a cracker. I'm doing some bread. Juju, what are you pairing it with?
A couple different things to pair it with, but to start, I'm gonna start with a cracker. So
All right, fellas. Cheers. Cheers to our demise. Oh my god, Kid's chip is glowing. All right. All right.
I don't hate it. I don't know how to feel about it.
Same, because I'm like, it kind of tastes like I'm dipping my tongue in a fish tank, but also it has some flavor.
I'll be specific, Ryan.
Like decent flavor is what I meant.
How's the texture of it?
Very like,
Ooh.
I mean, it's also oily, but also like pretty soft. for the most
Yeah.
part.
It's almost like pate.
It's like that. What was the one we did where it just like melted as soon as you ate it? It reminds me of that. Cod liver.
Should we do the tuna?
You try the other one with the other stuff.
She's making me.
Let's see. I'm gonna try it with some lemon and see if that made a difference. I actually fucking remembered to buy lemon juice this time. Because the last like 3 ones, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get lemon juice, and then I just fucking never got lemon juice because I always thought I had lemon juice.
The Juju struggle.
Did you struggle with my lemons?
It's not bad. I don't know, like it has a decent flavor by itself, but I just also feel like I'm sticking my tongue in a fish tank. I'll wait for Juju to try her second half and then we should do the tuna.
Okay, it's pretty good on
I
sour.
was recommended to try them in ramen.
I can see how that would come through in ramen. Now that I've
Heating
had
it
it.
up with the soup.
Yeah. And eat you up with the soup.
You know.
Pretty good with lemon.
Behave
Also,
yourself.
side note, I'll come back to it after we do the tuna, but apparently mussels pairs well with potato chips, but I'll try that after we do the tuna.
How did you find that out?
Looked it up
Google.
and they said potato chips. I think it's either like a French or Spanish meal, but I guess like you could pair it with fries or potato chips.
All right. You ready
Oh.
to try the tuna?
Tuna.
Sorry, I'm trying to open it up right now.
How dare you take your time and enjoy your stuff? What's wrong with you?
How does it look?
Here's what the tuna. It kind of just looks like a chunk of meat. I don't know if you can really see it.
Oh, basically just a regular can of tuna.
Yeah,
Tuna belly.
yeah, it's tuna belly. It's different.
This would go good in pasta. I haven't even tried it yet, but I just know it.
Oh, forget the mayo. Oh well. I got cream cheese.
Oh yeah, how does it smell when you opened it?
Like tuna.
Oh shit, I didn't know that. All right, now eat it.
I will try a little bit on its own, and then I'll do a pairing just to say I did it.
I put everything with bread because I'm scared I'm gonna gag otherwise. So at least I have the bread to absorb most of the impact.
Bread. You know, I thought about making bread.
Yeah, that tastes like tuna.
Is it just straight up tuna, or does it have like some kind of flavor? I thought it was gonna be some.
It tastes a little bit like pesto.
Oh, they're okay. I was just saying, like, is it smoked or what's the flavor of tuna?
It's yellowfin tuna belly with pesto. Is that right, Jasmine? Yes. Oh,
Honestly, now I understand why Jasmine said that she would make this with pasta.
Make it with pasta regularly. Not this specific kind, but like just regular tuna. It's not bad. I think it's better than the mussel for me. Like the mussel wasn't bad. It's just more of the fishy taste and also just the idea of what's inside the mussel that gets to me.
So, like, texture-wise, you like it better.
It's not like texture. It's just like thinking about like you're just eating the fucking whole thing, guts and all.
see, I'm actually the opposite. I thought the mussels tasted better than the tuna.
Well, it's probably she's a tuna hater originally.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little biased, but I did try it on its own. I did give it some insight on that, so
it's good that you tried it.
I did. I'm gonna try with cream cheese and see if that helps.
So, Warriors Into the Wild. This book explores themes such as loyalty, survival, betrayal, companionships, and spirituality with identity. Its target audience sort of focuses more towards people that are into fantasy, adventure, action. It's just a really good fantasy book. I think it's fantasy, even though it's not like with elves. It's just cats. And it's so good, guys. You don't understand. You guys are up for a wild ride. There is potential trigger warnings while we talk about the questions throughout the book. There is mention of animal violence and animal death, so viewer discretion is advised. All right. So, as always, I will be the one asking the questions to everybody. We will be taking turns. Juju will go first, Jasmine will go second, Ryan will go third, and I will go fourth. All right. So, the first set of questions, we're going to talk about the general plot and the general themes within the book. First question, do you find the plot enjoyable? What did you expect in the book, and was it up to your standards? Juju?
So, but kind of just based on both what Gabe had told us about going in, which honestly wasn't much because I know he really wanted it to be like a surprise and really like take it in for ourselves. And also just kind of like based on the synopsis, I wasn't expecting it to be so much world building in a good way. I wasn't expecting it to have so much in-depth character development and clan building and a lot of established like questions that people probably wouldn't have thought of until it came up and it's like, oh, I didn't even think to ask that, but the author already answered it. I thought the plot was very enjoyable. I think with this kind of plot of like warrior clans and like almost a coming of age, I think it's interesting to have that parallel between domesticated cats and wild cats. So I thought the way that they handled the plot and the direction they took it with the main character was actually very enjoyable. And it was kind of cool seeing the journey of the start to the beginning of how he started and how he developed throughout time, even in just the short amount of time that he developed. What I kind of expected it to be was like more informative, but it was a lot more emotional. Like there was more investment than I was expecting it in a good way. They really make the characters likable and they make them very easy to understand despite being cats. They give you perspective essentially is what I'm getting at.
Okay.
Juju kind of hit a lot of it. I thought it was pretty enjoyable. It was nice and light for me, but there was a lot of in-depth stuff. I enjoyed it. I just thought it was neat.
Hi, Race.
Speaking of,
heard we're talking about cats, so he wants to be involved. I feel like it pretty much lived up to my expectations. So my friend Laura is also super into warrior cats, so I've heard secondhand through her before I met you. So like I knew stuff about warrior cats before I even knew that you existed. So like going into that, I kind of had an expectation and pretty much met what I was expecting. I did like the world building and stuff like that. I like the accompanied maps and stuff that it gives you, like the
And
fact that it
the
explains.
registries of all the cats in
Yeah.
each clan. Yep.
Yeah, right at the beginning, it tells you who's who. I actually did have to write down their names myself so I could just keep referring to who's who because it does start you off just right in the fucking battle. And I was like, well, hold on. I don't know who you are or what clan you belong to. Slow down. So I was like, writing them down at the beginning. But yeah, I mean, I think it was a nice, easy read and my expectations. And I liked all the little world building shit and all the stuff that it included in it. So yeah.
I've read this book so many times. I didn't even have to read it this month because I already know the plot. I know everything. I love it. As a little kid, I've had trouble reading, and this book itself was really my book that helped me, fall in love with the series and like sort of helped me read more. And because it's still ongoing, I'm still gonna read it. There's so many characters throughout the series. There's different dynamics of character development. And if you guys do decide to start the series, you will definitely see a wide variety. And I think that's also something that you guys are gonna enjoy because it's not just like a focus on just one character. It's just different types of characters. And it talks about different kinds of stuff in their journeys and everything. I just love how it's just very widespread. And you get to also have a look into the different clans and see their world and how they work within their own clan. Next question. So, on the pace, do you think the pace of the story was too fast or was it too slow or was it just right?
I thought that the pace was right in the middle. It wasn't too slow and it wasn't too fast. I thought that the pace that it was going with the main character's development and the plot developments as well. When I first got into the book, I wasn't sure how him becoming a warrior cat so fast or like being accepted so fast was going to go. But that ended up coming later in the plot where it's like, both parallels of like, oh, is he really accepted? Is he really going to be a part of it, even if he has been declared as a part of the clan now? So I thought that the pacing was almost like right in the middle. It wasn't really one of either one, and it did it in a way that it felt natural.
I have to agree with Juju. I mean, at first I thought it was kind of fast with him being accepted right away, and I was like, oh, okay. I mean, for cats, maybe that's the vibe, but it did make sense because like not everybody accepted him right away, and I think it showed a pretty good progression through that development. So I think at first a little fast, but it made sense and it evened out pretty nicely.
Yeah, I agree with Jazz. I have to add in that when I was going back to consider, like, man, this does feel kind of fast. One, it's a child's book. Two, they're cats, so they live for a significantly less amount of time than humans do. Because, like, I was low key viewing this as either Hunger Games or Divergent with the way it's set up, like the plot structure and everything. Because it has a similar plot, it's just cats. I was trying to view it with that, but it's not the same timeline. Like, even with the lives that they had, it's just not the same. So it's easier to forgive fast pacing and understand where it's coming from and then actually appreciate it than it is to dismiss it in this case. So, yeah.
I think the pace was just perfect for me. I love that.
Gabe, I want to know if you hate anything about this, other than like the later books that you've already said you don't like. But I want to know if you hate anything about the series.
I can't say I hate one thing. I think it's at some point of the saga, instead of Erin Hunter continuing writing the book, she has other people do it for her. And sometimes authors don't talk to other authors and they get the descriptions of the cats wrong. There's always a battle between the fandom where it's like, this cat is said to have this colored eye. No, this cat has this colored eye. And then there's also allegations where it's just like they're not too open about LGBT representation because they're cats, but a lot of the fans want to have some kind of representation. And they can't really say it because again, they're cats. but it is implemented within the series, just not officially stated that, hey, yeah, this cat is gay, this cat is a lesbian. I wish they could just be a little more confident in that area. And then another thing is, if you guys do continue with this series, the pairings of cats don't make sense sometimes. Like, why are you mates with this cat? You literally just talked to them once, and you have more connection with another cat. It's just like, where was this development? I have no recollection of when they started talking and why they already have a family. It doesn't make sense. So there's a little bit of annoying stuff about the series, especially the new ones, the new saga too. But overall, the first few books, to me, they're perfect. I have nothing bad to say. It's just later books. The first saga, I think it's like 6 books, and then second saga is the same. So like the first saga and the second are my favorite. Those are the key. They're like spot on. Read this, you're gonna love this. Other than that, then it just gets to confusing stuff. So, judging by the first book, do you guys plan on continuing the series when you have the time?
I was actually going to ask for the book that you're going to vote in if it was going to be the second Warrior Cats.
I did think about it. I was thinking about putting a whole saga in here, but I didn't want to be too adamant on you guys need to read this series with me. But it's in my mind. But I also have more book ideas that I will talk about later that you guys I think is important to read.
Okay. To answer your question, just because the first book does kind of start setting things up, I would honestly probably read the next couple of books at least. I would definitely pick it up.
I would consider it. It's not because I don't want to, but I have trouble getting into series right now. Like, I started a duology last year, and I still haven't touched the second book, which would be the last book. So I would attempt when I get the motivation.
I was actually talking to my friend Lauren. Shout out Lauren, by the way. You're gonna see this in like a month. It's like one of our 3 regular viewers. But yeah, I did want to finish up or at least get further into it, especially this summer, because I'm gonna be working at the library where there's like nothing to do. I don't know. I don't like being left on a cliffhanger, and it ends on a cliffhanger. It's not like I wasn't interested in it. I don't mind. It was a quick read anyway. At the bare minimum, I'll do the graphic novels, you know? But yeah.
Okay. So, writing style. How would you describe the author's writing style in a few words?
I would say concise but intentional. Like it's descriptive enough to where it's not too much detail, but it's concise enough to where it doesn't feel like it's lacking. It's probably because it's a children's book, so it's easier to understand, but it doesn't insist upon itself, but it still offers enough to establish what it's trying to establish.
Similar to what I was gonna say, it makes a point, but it makes getting to that point enjoyable.
Probably around the same. It's like simplistic enough because the audience is not meant for like a YA audience or anything. It's meant for middle schoolers who enjoy cats. And as we can tell, like Gabe's right there. So he's the middle schooler that enjoys cats.
Yep.
Yeah, it still is. Yeah, but everyone's already said it. It's simplistic enough to get the point across, but not too simplistic that it's leaving out information. So
I think those types of books are one of the reasons why I continue reading the series, because it's so simple. It gets to the point, and it's not too overcomplicated. And I think that's, for me, one of the reasons why I have a hard time reading very complicated adult books. And when I mean adult books, I'm not meaning like dirty adult books. I mean like grown up adult books, like advanced readers.
he means 50 Shades of Grey.
I did read 50 Shades.
Did you actually?
I have, yeah.
He's read Warrior Cats and 50 Shades of Grey. Those are his 2 books. You know, 9/11 indirectly caused 50 Shades of Grey. Fun fact.
And the start of the Black Parade.
That's what inspired Stephanie Meyer to write Twilight. And then 50 Shades of Grey is a fan fiction of Twilight, except if there were adults who did BDSM.
So, my favorite part of the questions is just the general basic questions. Who was your favorite character and why?
This is kind of a hard one, but I would have to say either Blue Star or Spotted Leaf. I really like Blue Star just because at first I thought she was just your calm, collected clan leader, but then the way that she interacts with not only the clan leaders, her morals that kind of come out in this book, I really like the way that she interacts with the protagonist, the way she kind of leads things. It just seems like she's a good mixture of doing what she needs to do, but still keeping true to her own personal ambitions and her own morals, being able to navigate both of those in a way. And I really like that about her character. I like Spotted Leaf just because the fact that she's like an herbal medicine cat is really cool, and hearing her descriptions of like the different ways that she would heal, even if it was just brief, she's not as prominent of a character, but I still thought it was cool, like the concept, and just her interactions with the main character. I mean, just the fact that she kind of just collected the main character in a way. It took some time, but like faster than it was with some of the other characters, which I thought was cool.
I agree with everything about Blue Star, but I also like Yellow Fang. I thought she was a pretty cool underdog, low key.
Oh, that makes me so happy. Sorry, just this book. I'm really attached to this book. So like hearing my friends talk about it, talk about the characters that they like, and then me knowing more about the characters in them, it's just I want to say more stuff.
I'm gonna agree with Jasmine. Yellowfang was my favorite. When she came in, I was like, oh, this is gonna be a thing. Also, when I read the graphic novel, she looked exactly like how I pictured her in my head. The way they drew her, it's like they took the image from my head and just put it on paper. Like they just drag her face down so she looks really old and furry and stuff. It's exactly how I pictured her. It doesn't matter the description. Like the other ones kind of have these little inconsistencies, but her, going off of what Juju was saying about medicine cat, Spotted Leaf, she was the OG medicine cat. Like she knew her shit, and she would correct sometimes. I think Spotted Leaf, she'd be like, "Yeah, actually, you should do this as well because I know more." I was voting for her until the end, and also Blue Star is just one of those. If anyone's watched She-Ra, Glimmer's mom, she gives those vibes a lot. I don't know if anyone here has watched She-Ra, but she's just like really stoic. She knows everything. I'm hoping she doesn't get manipulated. It's kind of seeming like she will, but also she's weary and low key acknowledging it. But yeah, those are my characters.
My favorite character has to be Blue Star. Blue Star, I love her. I'm just basing this off from the first book because obviously I know a little more about her and I won't say it. But the first book, yes, she definitely has that type of leader kind of vibe, which I feel like ThunderClan itself is known to have very, very strong leaders, and she lives up to the standards. So I wish I could say more without spoilers, but I guess I'm just gonna leave it with that. And surprisingly, I also like Tiger Claw.
I feel like I saw that coming because you know something that we don't.
I like Tiger Claw, Longtail, and Greypaw. But Greypaw is like, in animes how there's always like the main character and then you're like the main character's best buddy.
yeah.
That's literally him.
That's exactly how I was picturing him too. He has the same voice in my head as those kind of characters too.
Yep. He's gonna be very, very important into this plot. And if you do continue the series, you're gonna love him and his character development. Tiger Claw, he is obviously, sus. But the thing is that he actually is a very, very strong character and well-respected cat, and which is why Blue Star was wary of being manipulated, But he's a very respected cat in the clan because he's very strong. Also, I almost forgot about him. Lionheart.
Valid. Yeah, he's
Yep.
a good character.
The-
That
the
dude
one
was like the one that always fucking dies in the end.
Yeah. There's so many cats that I don't have a favorite. That's just what I'm saying. Every character is so perfectly good. Like you can't hate the character. Absolutely, you can't hate them. Some, yes, in the future, but in the first book, I love them. One thing, Ryan, you did remind me is that you know how you said that you pictured Yellowfang to be like a Persian or something.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Persian cat.
One thing that I love about the fandom itself is that the audience actually they have the power to designate a specific species of cat of which like every character is. So like because it is a children's book, they're not going to be too specific on what kind of cat they are. They're just cats. But like for example, Blue Star, there's a reason why they call her Blue Star because she's a blue Russian cat. Even though she's not specifically blue, her fur is a dark bluish gray.
I just thought that was because of her eyes. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, yeah. A lot of people assume that too, but in reality, she is a blue Russian pointer. And then at Tiger Claw, there's a reason why they call him Tiger is because of his stripes. And obviously, he's a tabby. and then Spotterleaf is like a tortoiseshell or a calico, and then Firepaw. A lot of people argue a lot that he's an orange tabby, but I personally think he's like a Somali, which is a very fluffy cat. They're very rusty, which reason why like it's like rusty. And Gray Stripe, obviously, is just like a gray tabby. I like the fandom when they give them assigned species. It's so fun. The fandom itself is also another reason why I love these series, because if you go on YouTube, you'd find people actually animated the first book by hand. Early in 2010, they animated the first part of this book. And it's like really nice to see that. I just love this book and I just love talking about it. I could talk for hours on this podcast. But before I do ramble, as I mentioned before, yes, it is a series, but there is also these books that talks about the cat's background. And since Juju and Jasmine like Blue Star, I do recommend Blue Star's story, which talks about for her as a kitten to her as a current leader. And you'll see the development and how she is the cat today. And those books itself, I love them because it gives you a new depth and more understanding in how they are the way they are. And oh my gosh, I'm telling you, Blue Star is amazing. Love that girl. Shout out. Next question. Did you guys have a favorite scene? If yes, what was it and why was it your favorite?
And this was hard. I feel like there was a lot of good scenes. I guess if I had to pick, though, I mean, it's not the most climatic, but I did think that the journey that they had taken to that stone that was like hidden in the cave, I did really like that scene because of the description and how it was like this prophetic moment. And then she kind of explained, because that kind of led to some of the more climatic moments in the plot. I thought the description of that was really cool. I don't know if it's my favorite, though. Because I thought the end scene where Yellow Fang and Firepaw and like Gray Paw had like went into the other camp to go save the kits, that I thought that was also a really good scene. There's so many good ones, but I guess I'll stick with those two for simplicity because those are the two that come to mind.
I like the moonstone. I like that scene. I thought it was really pretty. Really nicely described. I mainly stuck to the graphic novel, but I like the panels where he was having the prophetic dreams.
The way it's drawn is so beautiful. It's
I
so
enjoyed
pretty.
those.
Yeah.
Fun fact, when medicine cats or when chosen cats get prophecies from StarClan, they actually have seizures before they wake up in StarClan. Yeah, no, that's basically how it is. And when I
Terrible.
found out, I'm like, oh. But yeah,
So the next time Rice or Sushi has a seizure, they're just having a fucking prophecy.
It's
Like
just
they're,
yeah,
sparkling.
they're literally receiving a prophecy, guys.
I think y'all have kind of touched on the other one that I was going to talk about. So I guess I'm just going to go with it's not really a scene. It's more so like the montage in my head of like the beginning of them training and stuff like that. I'm a huge fan of coming of age stuff. So like that whole section was just them coming of age, but I look back on like the nostalgia part for that, and I know it was 3 months or so, 6 months or so. That's forever for them, but it's not forever for us. But them reflecting back on all their training later on, and just those days where there was just those three of them like bonding, especially Gray Paw and Firepaw. But yeah, I think I just like the nostalgia purposes for the beginning, other than the Moonstone scene, because the Moonstone and traveling to that kind of emulated some of those vibes. Here's our blaring white cat.
The camera just didn't here. He's an off shade of yellow and some biting.
You put him next to a sheet of paper and he looks yellow.
It's like an egg.
He's eggshell. One scene that really stuck to me is the battle between Longtail and Firepaw. Well, Rusty then, but
Yeah.
that scene itself, because I've seen it also animated in many, many animation projects, it really shows the growth of what you will see Firepaw grow up to be.
Mhm.
And I don't know, it's just like that moment where in the point of view of Blue Star, she's like, oh, this guy has potential. Because like from her knowledge, kitty pets are just fat and they're not active. Yeah, I mean they're living off human food, human kibble, and they're fat. But Rusty, he's like, oh, this guy has potential, and Blue Star sees that in him, and I just like the whole battle and his collar coming off too. Peak. That really shows he's no longer a kitty pet. This question: do either of these fish
Tins match the vibe of this book?
Tuna?
The tuna. I'm a kitty
Fucking-
pet eating flavored tuna.
Yeah, there's tuna cat food, so I don't know about the mussels.
Well, I mean, I guess in a more metaphorical sense, like the nature of mussels, like one could be a representation of the domestication, and the other one could be a representation of the wild.
Yeah, because one's
Well,
like
you
goop
really-
and one's more structure. Sorry.
You really are digging in that. If I was eating a tin fish, I'd pretend that I was a river clan cat and just eating some fish that I caught.
Yeah, I mean, the tuna, no, the tuna's fucking ocean fish. What am I thinking?
Yeah, Stardew Fisher, you should know that.
I was thinking of salmon.
All right, so this section of questions are actually questions that I am wondering from my friends. So these are just my questions in general. I gotta know, guys, what is your favorite clan?
Favorite clan?
Wind clan.
Rip Wind clan.
Because
True.
I too, if I get scared off, I too would scurry into the sewers.
I guess just from a plot standpoint, probably ThunderClan, and I'm saying that just because Blue Star is the leader. I'm going based off of the different approaches in the clan meeting. Conceptually, I think River Clan sounds really cool, but just based on some of the plot elements, I would still say ThunderClan.
I love you guys. Thank you for reading this. Continue, Ryan. So
Hey, so happy chat.
Yeah, like Juju, I feel like I need to like ThunderClan. I do like ThunderClan. I like the cats in it and everything. However, I am curious about Shadow Clan. I am curious about them because it didn't really get a lot into them. I'm curious about River Clan too, obviously, because all of them were just like an ass crack of a second before they were fighting or some shit. We didn't really get to see who was all there. So I am curious about the other ones. I'm especially curious about Shadow Clan. And I like the cats outside the clans because I just think that concept is kind of
I
cool.
love barley.
Yeah, like Barley's just
Barley.
fucking chilling out there. And now he has Ravenpaw with him just fucking chilling. Is Ravenpaw gonna remake a appearance later on?
later on, yes.
He looks like a Chad in the graphic novel, by the way. Like the way he's drawn is just like
Wait, who, Barley or Raven?
a Ravenpaw.
For me, Ravenpaw is literally just a black cat with like some white spots on his paw, and
He looks like that. Just his face. He looks like a Chad. I don't know how else to explain it. I'll send y'all a picture later. He just looks like a fucking Chad.
so okay. First of all, my favorite clan is Wind Clan. Each clan, because they're on different terrains of the forest, the fandom has a headcanon that each cat within the clan, their bodies have developed physically to adapt in the terrain that they're in. So, for
Mhm.
example, River Clan cats actually have webbed paws, so their paws are more wider, and so they can swim stronger. Shadow Clan, they have larger paws because where their territory is, it's around like pines, and obviously, like pines and trees, they need soft pads. Thunder Clan, people say that they're just broader in shoulder because they climb a lot.
Just bigger cats.
They're just bigger cats, yeah. And then Wind Clan is my favorite because their territory is in the plains, and so they're slightly skinnier, but they're faster. So each clan has their strong strength based on the terrain and their body adaptability within the terrain. And I think that's one of my favorite concepts of the series, which will come into plot in the future if you guys do continue the series, that like noticing these types of traits, people will pick up on some stuff. But yeah, but it's just Wind Clan itself. I just love some certain characters within that clan that you will meet soon. Next question. I gotta know, what would your warrior cat name be?
I would be Perch Belly because my belly is the whitest part of me.
There's actually a cat, I think, with that name.
Are you serious?
It's something belly, but I see it. That's definitely a name. If you don't have one, I can give you one because I already gave you one.
You know what? I'm gonna let you. Technically, based on how the book goes, usually the names are given to them anyways. So
True, yeah. You would be like the Blue Star of our real life, I guess.
Their parents actually, they named their kids the first part, and then the second part, obviously, yeah, the leader chooses it. The first part is basically just based off what their appearance or like just the vibe that they gives. So like sometimes the parents like, yeah, you give me
Stupid.
frog vibes. Yeah, you're frog kit. Yeah, frog kit. Yeah. Juju, I feel like you would be Willowtail only because the willow trees, your hair is very long, and your hair reminds me of willow leaves swaying. And I feel like you would be a very fluffy cat with a long tail that resembles a willow, and that's how your second name would be, so Willowtail.
I like it. I'll go with it. I like the logic you put into it too. Like you had the warrior cat mentality with it too. So
Oh, I do.
he's had it prepared, guys. He had it prepared before we even started the book.
We've been thinking about this for years.
I feel like after hearing y'all's, I will give you the name that I think would also fit. So, because
Gabe,
I
would
already
like to-
assigned
I would
you.
like to hear your diagnosis for me. I could probably give you one later on. I just can't come up with one for myself on the spot.
Well, I'm gonna give Jasmine. Jasmine, you will be Golden Streak only because you remind me of a golden tabby, and then Streak only because we have a very long streak on TikTok.
Yeah.
That's it.
Are we almost 700 yet?
I think so.
We're at
Well, like-
665 days on TikTok streaks right now.
We started from day one.
Mm.
But I think Golden Streak, you would definitely be a golden tabby, but like a golden with white. And the very unique appearance from you is a very noticeable golden streak going across your face. Ryan, you would be my gay lover.
Now that's a good end. We'd be the one canon gay cat in the series.
You give me like Briar Mist only because Briar, the name itself, is a good vibe, and Mist because I just think of you like misty woods.
Okay, I'll take it. Gabe, what's yours?
He has one for each clan and the clans that he's made up himself too. So he's gonna list like 17 right
I
now.
have
Let's go.
3.
That's 3. That's okay.
So for me, based off my favorite animal, otter stream. Okay, all right. If I wanted to be a cool cat, I will be Viper Frost. And then third, because it was my very first warrior cat OC, it would be Elmshade, like Elmwood tree.
I feel like I know about this cat. I feel like I've heard that cat's name tossed around a few times in
Yeah,
2015.
She was my very first character.
Hmm.
What rank would you guys be if you guys were a character in a cat? Like, what would you want to start off as?
I'm a kitty pet.
I don't really see myself as I don't know, maybe a warrior cat, but I kind of feel like I'd be something a little bit more utility based rather than like offense.
I see you as a medicine cat, to be honest.
I was gonna say, I like you fit a medicine cat vibe. Like you were like pining for that from the start anyway.
Fair enough. I do like the medicine cat, so
Like
See, yeah.
just foraging my medicine.
I declare myself the main. No.
I will be your main lover.
Okay, he's gonna be my main mate in this series.
Y'all gonna be like forbidden lovers from different clans.
Fucking Catio and Catiette. I don't know. I'd probably be a warrior until they upgrade me to a deputy, and then they upgrade me to a leader. That's how it'd go because I said so.
He's a doctor.
Yeah, I'm a doctor. I have a degree in doctorology.
I was gonna say the
Yeah.
doctorology is in the house.
Yeah, but the doctorology does not apply to the medicine aspect. It applies to everything. Because doctors
I
fix
would-
everything.
He's
Anyway.
the doctor in terms of PhD, not medicine.
Yeah, I definitely see you as a deputy. And I feel like
Mhm.
Jasmine, if she were a kitty pet, I feel like we were trying to convince her to come into the clan and force her to be a warrior.
We see this random stray, like, just sitting and watching, and we're like, we gotta grab her. Gotta get her.
Gotta get
While
her
I'm
in.
rolling around on concrete because it feels nice.
Just rolling in catnip. I love medicine cats. A lot of my favorite characters that I take to heart are medicine cats, but I won't reveal any because it is spoilers. But medicine cats, love them. They're one of like the reasons why we actually have a plot, because without the prophecy being told, no one would know. And also, I mean, like medicine cats are very, very important. Obviously, like injured cats, medicine cats are there. I just wish that there was more than like in the future there will be more than one, but in the start when Erin Hunter was writing this, at the first there wasn't like a lot of medicine cats. There was only one, and then a medicine cat apprentice.
Yeah.
But I love medicine cats. They're so nice. I mean, some of them. Yellowfang is just Yellowfang. She's like a CNA worker, like the type that's been working at this specific clinic for years, and she does not give a fuck about anything. She's like, oh, we're going into a room with a contagious flu. Oh, I'm not gonna prep. I'm going in there. I know my shit.
I'll be fine.
She doesn't give a fuck, but she's like the best doctor they have in the whole building.
She is such an interesting character. Oh, and she also has a solo book too. It talks about her past. So she also has a solo book. If you guys are also like Yellowfang,
Good to know.
what settings do you depictate on each clan territory? Like when you guys were reading it, what did you guys think of their territory looking like?
It's gonna be so random, but like for ThunderClan specifically, I kept picturing less like buildings, but kind of like the Tinkers and like Pixie Hollow foresty look, where it's got like a bunch of like little dens and stuff, but obviously they'd all be cat size. But for some reason, that's what I was picturing, but without all the tinkering stuff. The different like caves, little like nooks and crannies and stuff. That's kind of what I was picturing, kind of based on how that's set up for the other settings. Wind Clan, I was picturing like mountains. Obviously, I know it's not like mountains, but like the tops of rocks, kind of based on some of the descriptions. Shadow Clan was the only one that I was kind of struggling with because they kind of gave a description, but they really kind of described it more as just very foresty. And that is kind of what I pictured. The map definitely also helps with depicting some of it, but River Clan, really just like a long, like constantly running river, but kind of like tall land, short, low river, but a really rushing river. I try to think of what to compare it to, but because I had something in mind to compare it to, but
I didn't really imagine too much other than forests and like farmland in between. Scared. Oh God.
He's like, I want to be a forest cat now, mother.
Not gonna lie, before I read the graphic novel and actually looked at the map, I was just kind of picturing what I had in mind when I played D&D and y'all go to the Vale. Like, low key, that was going through my mind because I was just like, okay, yeah, the Wind Clan gets all like the rocky mountains and big tall trees and stuff, and that's where Mori is in Avery. And then ThunderClan gets like the cliffs and stuff and the rolling hills because thunder echoes in the hills and stuff, and you know they get trees or whatever. But that's like where Coin is and Selena are, and then the rest of them, like the Shadow Clan, I was just kind of picturing Oregon forest. Not gonna lie, but that's kind of what I picture for Nida's little forest section anyway. The River Clan, I don't know, like a wetland, like it's outlined by a river, but not necessarily all water. I don't know. But yeah, it was just kind of very D&D map. Before I read the graphic novel kind of put it more in place for me, but yeah.
So I can actually answer this for you guys. I really like the ideas, and you guys are like spot on almost, and I love it. Makes me so happy. So Shadow Clan, obviously you guys have trouble like, oh, it's just a forest, but Shadow Clan is actually known for their, what Ryan said, like tall pines. So pine slash marsh area. So it's like obviously a lot of pines. It's a little dark, so that's why they're called shadow. Yes.
Minecraft spruce forest
Yep. Like that. Yep.
or dark oak forest.
Dark oak
Yep.
forest.
That's what it
Those are
is. And okay,
painful.
so in Minecraft words, ThunderClan is just your regular spawn in, like just regular trees. What is it? The spruce tree?
Like
No.
oak and like it's like
Yeah,
just
oak.
an oak.
It's a lot
Yeah.
of oak. Yep.
Yeah.
And then like for River Clan, it's very like brook stream. So like you guys ever been in a hike and there's like streams and very like maple. But at one trip at Wisconsin Dells, the Witch's Gulch, and you know how like there's a stream underneath that one part?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I know
That's
what
the
you mean.
vibe. That's the vibe. Like there's rocks, but there's also
Yeah.
like this running river. It's not rushing. Obviously there's rushing river, but like they live in a secluded, safer river where it's safer to hunt, to practice hunting, to bathe, to drink, and it's just like very nice area, very mossy, misty area. And then Wind Clan is very, very plain. It's like hills. Like when bisons run on a plain field.
Yeah, I think that is
That-
like over in the Dakotas and stuff.
Yeah, the Dakotas. That's what it's imagined to be. Since they're like, near the riverbank, sometimes there's like sand hills, and they use that sand hill as a territory. So like they use the tall grass as an advantage to hunt, and then they live because it's so windy of the plains, they live in this sort of area where the wind is being blocked this way. So it's like a little dune area.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense.
I wish I could talk about more shit about this series. It's so nice. It's so good. And I really hope that you guys do continue the series, especially if you guys like world building and a lot of good character development. This book is literally perfect. There is more graphic stuff other
Wow.
than fighting and death. There is like death by childbirth or kitten birth. There's mutilation. There is a lot of choking. Like the fandom does a really good job for like us age to do that. It's really nice. I enjoy it. I love it. I love the series. That completes our questions. So before we rate our book, we're going to rate our tin of fish.
Are we doing each one separately or combined? Because this was technically a combined one.
I would do it separately.
Separately? Okay. I'd probably say like a 6.5. I think that's a fair rating. I mean, like pairing wise, it's good on its own. It's not bad. I'd probably eat the mussels before the snow crab again, and that's saying something because I actually love crab much more than this. But for the tuna, even with the pairings, I was really struggling to eat it. The pesto helps, but I'm gonna have to say like maybe a 3. Like that one, I can't. Like it's fine, but I gotta pair it with a lot of I was dousing it in garlic and lemon to eat it. If you are a tuna lover, you will like it because it tastes like tuna. For those who don't know, I like seafood. I'm just not a huge fan of tuna for some reason. It's just one of those fish that for some reason, that's the one that doesn't do it for me.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah, right.
Mussels, 5 out of 10. Very neutral for me. Texture wise, it wasn't horrible, but I don't want to linger on it too long. I can see it paired with a lot of stuff. Tuna pesto, I give it like 7.5 out of 10. I love tuna. I have no qualms about tuna. We grew up on mac and cheese, and if my parents had enough money, they could add tuna to the mac and cheese, and it made a great meal. So it felt pretty nostalgic. I could pair this with pasta. Pesto's very versatile. I can add some stuff to it. I liked it.
I think both of these are gonna have to be a 5.5 for me. They both were fine in their own ways. I think the mussel kind of surprised me in how decent it tasted. Like, I don't know what I expected. Okay tasting is not what I expected. So, like, that helps. The flavor of it really, like, helped boost it up as well. I literally just think it's the thought of what's inside of it and stuff like that. The tuna was just kind of it was just tuna. It had pesto. Where do we get the tuna from?
Curiosa.
Good job to you, whoever you are. But yeah, both of them 5.5.
All right. So now that we have the ratings for the 10, it is time to rate the book. Juju, would you like to start?
Sure. Honestly, I really can't think of much to really complain about. Everything that I would have to criticize about it are things that wouldn't make me dislike the book. So probably like a 9.5 out of 10. Honestly, it's pretty good, and especially considering the target audience. It's a children's book. It's written for kids, but it's also enjoyable for all ages.
Give it a solid 8 out of 10.
I'll give it like an 8.5. I agree with Juju. It's a solid read. I wanted to pick up more after it, and I'm like, I know anything that I would criticize, I can, because it's a kid's book. So like, I understand where it's coming from and stuff like that. I can't hold it to the same standards I would like a regular book. So yeah, 8.5 out of 10.
12 out of 10. 12.
We knew it was coming.
Yeah, 12. Good series. The series is still ongoing too. It hasn't stopped. It's still ongoing, but like new characters, new plots that I didn't even think that was possible that they made it happen.
I said 9.5. I'm gonna have to say 9 instead. That'd be more accurate.
I'm actually gonna add all the saga to this, and you guys are all
Every single one, including the spinoff series.
actually. I think now that you guys know about Blue Star, I think I'm gonna add Blue Star's book and maybe hold up on Yellowfang. But if you really want to know about Yellowfang, I might add that too. All right. So now that we have our ratings done, we are going to roll for our next book and our next 10 for the next month.
Gabe gets to roll for the book this time. Who wants to do the 10?
How did we do it last time for the 10?
We just made Gabe do it because he was the moderator.
Oh,
Yeah. All right. I'm going to spin the
Jesus.
wheel.
spin the wheel.
And it is Ryan. And I'm rolling for the book, right?
Correct. All right, so I got a 4. I got a 1, which was flavor profile / intensity, and then I rolled a 4, We're just going straight for the wild table. 3.
Oh no.
Oh
Well, it's all-
god.
Oh no.
I got Baits Off the Hook, which is our wild table, and I got a 3, which is pair with something it's not supposed to be paired with.
And the first roll was landed on flavor intensity.
Yeah.
Eat it with ice cream. Eat it with a banana.
I think Juju eat tuna ice cream.
Oh, I will actually kill myself.
Juju is so appalled by that idea, she froze.
You did freeze for a sec, Juju.
Yeah, I know. My whole computer went blank for a second.
It
Even your
really
computer's
said,
shocked.
how the fuck? We are not consuming tuna ice
My
cream.
computer was just conveying what I was thinking, but I'd blow my fucking brains out if I had to eat fucking tuna ice cream.
I'm actually tempted to buy one just because this
You
is
should.
eat it with something. I'll see.
Should.
I'll see.
What number
We'll
did
see
you
how
get?
my money is.
Yeah, Gabe, what number did you get?
12.
12. I don't think this is a Ryan book.
This is
Oh my
my
God.
book.
Oh, one
Is it?
day. Yeah, it's not my book. Jess said it was hers. It's called Born by Jeff Vandermeer.
Pretty sure this is the same guy that wrote Annihilation.
That name does sound familiar.
It's that weird, trippy science movie. I don't know if Jazz made you watch it.
Sci-fi horror. I don't think I've made anyone watch it yet.
Next time on Tins and Tails, we still won't get Ryan's book, but we might get Gabe's other book.
We gotta budget rolls for Ryan or something.
I can't believe how many fucking books.
We're what,
I
like
don't know.
fucking 6 books in, and one of them is Gabe's.
That's half a year in.
Yeah, half a year in, and none of them have been my books. It's not even like my books are all stacked together, right? They're all spread out. All this shit is spread out. So I have no idea what the fuck the problem is here. Y'all just don't want to roll any of my books.
If we hit a year and you still haven't gotten your book, we gotta have like a 1-year anniversary of Ryan.
God. Is that even possible? I don't think that's possible.
We're just gonna hit old Jasmine and Juju's book, and then the rest is just gonna be Ryan's.
It's looking like that now. We're gonna at least spam a few of mine in a row. Because we have, let's see. This one's not mine. This one's not mine. This one's not mine. There's still like a decent chunk that's not mine, but also
Wait.
there's still 6 books that are mine.
I mean,
Gabe rolled a number that was between me and Juju's past books.
Yeah, literally.
if it really comes down to it, I mean, I don't know if we want to like alter the rotation so that he has more of a chance.
It's okay. I'm mostly just antsy because I just want Jasmine to read this one book. That was it. I've been begging Jasmine to read this book for years. So that's why I've been like antsy about
Well,
it.
it's
but-
gonna be another year.
Honestly, at this point, yeah, I might as well fucking be. Thanks for coming to Tins and Tails, where we never get Ryan's book.
Brought to you by
Brought to you by everyone but Ryan's
This
book.
was our 6.5-hour round trip to New York City and back of a whole playlist, several hours long.
I played your songs on the way back.
On the way back, that's 3 hours.
It was 3 hours there.
I got that.
I almost forgot about that. Eric played everyone's song. Jasmine, who was, mind you, the one who made the playlist.
Yep.
Yeah, well, it's just happening to me now because I'm the one who made the fucking whole list of the things that I can't even get my damn books. It's like, I don't know, maybe I should just weight some of these in my favor? Like,
I have a feeling the next one is gonna be yours.
Gabe, I have a feeling that I've been saying this for 6 months, so I don't know about that.
Maybe when we hit 1 year.
We got Gabe's singular book in the entire
That's
list.
fucking nuts.
Yeah, I only did one book. I haven't put anything in but that one book.
We happened to get that one before any of Ryan's.
And then after that, we still didn't get Ryan.
We're spamming through everyone else's. It's all right. We're chugging along.
I'm gonna wait and not put Blue Star's Prophecy book until we get Ryan's, because I swear, if I enter my book and it rolls to be me again, I'm gonna be pissed for Ryan.
I think I'm gonna become a widow if that happens.
Just gonna like shove this book down Jasmine's throat, like, because I just want her to read this
I
book.
offered to read it outside the club. You're like, no,
No, it's
it's
no
way
fun.
away.
I want your live reaction. I don't want some fucking BS
Stay
on
with the
side.
rules. This is
Yeah.
a book club. Jeez.
Yeah. I want us all to react to this book, even though I've read it before. It's called 172 Hours on the Moon. That's the one I want her to read the most. I'll resend the like sheet later because we still need to fill out one of them.
Oh yeah,
need
because
to-
we had that fucking mystery book that no one knows where it came from.
Yeah. Well, I took that out, so it's just a blank
That
space.
mystery BDSM book.
Yeah. Yeah. So, thanks for listening to TNT.
All right, see you guys next month.